Danganronpa.
Okay, let's go over everything we've got. Truth bullets, the file, the body, the tattoo. Actually, no, that's the fingernails. That's the tattoo. The missing chicken. And what Kyoko said. I have a funny feeling this is gonna be a very interesting class trial. It's time for the class trial!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Okay.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
We all thought it was Kyoko, but I think it's not. It might be the girl that we all know about now.
Kyoko! There's no other explanation.
Look right next to me! She's right here! Alive!
Kyoko's standing right there.
Da 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 da!
Oh, that's a ghost!
For the love of God, get over your ghost conspiracy!
But she has legs and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if you cut her, she would bleed. Not ectoplasm, blood.
Well, that's just because
Because
it's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
ghost technology. Oh God, Hero. How many conspiracies are you
There's
in now?
a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
I had to agree with Byakuya. I was actually sick there for a minute. I had to, because I said I agree with Byakuya. Okay, those words are vile to say. I had to agree with him. I can tolerate saying that.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
I love how he's just like, okay, so I have to prove it. None of you old fuckers can figure it out. I have to prove
Then
it.
let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Let's start with a tattoo. Kyoko's fingers, Kyoko's gloves. Okay, maybe not the fingers then. Gloves?
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Scars.
And would you happen to know the answer?
We do, thanks to a terrifying, cute, and cuddly
In
bear.
fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently, you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Kyoko, are these scars, like, self-inflicted? Because after the class trial, we can talk.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
That's right. And she was wearing fingernails that were very long. Seriously, there's no way you can wear gloves with those
They
things.
probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
No, only the top half got burnt.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
And you're a dumbass. Can we just get him to shut the hell up? Okay then, here we go. Okay. Toko on the right hand. Body.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
Fake nails.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Explosion.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
The exploded body.
Okay, then prove it.
Prove she's not.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Hit the wrong key.
She was wearing.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Nope.
Shoot.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
I'll go with fake nails.
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body was.
They got burnt up.
Then she was wearing.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
The fake nails. You can't wear gloves with those fake nails.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Unless you're Catwoman.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Exactly.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
And you clearly don't know jack shit about the real world.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Thank you, Hina.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
Right.
If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Okay.
And that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the
Okay.
first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
I don't want to say it again. I'm not saying it again because I will be sick if I have to say the words I were just bulking up not that long ago. Okay. Now the real stuff can begin. The right hand. Tattoo in the right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Yes.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body.
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Oh, we can identify the body with this tattoo.
If Kyoko really... Then who died?
There's gotta be some. I don't think so.
And there wasn't any description in the...
Well, if we can't identify the body.
Boom,
No,
baby.
that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
A tattoo.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
I don't know who I like more, genocide or you, and then right now it's slowly going to genocide.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
You be quiet!
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Thank you, Hina, the only real nice friend here.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
No, it's a wolf. More specifically, Fenrir.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
There are so many things wrong in that sentence. I think there's not a shrink qualified for this hot mess.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Thank you, Byakuya. Ugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we go straight down to... which one would it be? It would be... No. Byakuya's answers... Where's the book? The tattoo on the right hand... I think it's Byakuya what he said. Nope!
Shoot!
Bully! Tattoo on the right hand. The way the body was found, the knife. This one then.
I got it!
There we go.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad
Get the tattoo.
would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Yeah, Fenrir, the North Wolf of a... I'm gonna try to spell this out. God damn it. Okay. I don't know what to spell. Wolf, then.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Wow, she knows her Norse mythology.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Yeah?
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf,
Fenrir.
which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
I don't think so anymore.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. I think whoever Mukuro was working for the mastermind, but then after how limited we were, threw this wild card in here. I think the murderer is the mastermind himself. Either that or Kyoko. Look, I don't know who to blame right now, okay? I was sick, everyone was in the gym, and your points to Kyoko or the mastermind. And right now, I'm in the middle of just, like, flipping a coin.
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Well, that's not actually her ultimate. She's the ultimate soldier.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
The
After
ultimate
all,
soldier.
looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
No.
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from...
Kyoko.
Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
But she had the information.
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Yeah. You would know. I mean, you do write romance novels, but I'm pretty sure you would have written a murder mystery at one point.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
True.
Then who's the real mastermind?
Yeah, who is the real
It
mastermind?
must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
Maybe.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
And how would you know?
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
How's it not wrong?
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Okay.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Does that really matter anymore?
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place.
Yes.
Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Okay.
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Okay, now that's just stretching it. I mean, when you have a class, you usually have an even number of class members, not an odd number. I mean, when I first, when there was 15 of us, I was I could see that, but at the same time, 16 makes more sense. It's a round number. 17 is just too odd out there.
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
And they are...
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Kyoko. Well, me and Kyoko, to be more honest.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Well, I was sick, but no one believes me, and you were gone.
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma.
Yep.
The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis...
Me and Kyoko.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
Damn it, I can't let this start. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
I was sick.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
No.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Right.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Right.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
And it was 9. I remember her being specific about the time.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so I'm pretty sure 9 on the dot. Now. Okay, get the pickaxe and bring it back here by 9. Oh,
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
right.
But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
That's right.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Okay.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
What about the sprinklers? They go off and the body was bone dry. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the... Okay. Sprinklers. It has to be the sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That one. Or not.
Shoot!
Whoopsie.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
And 9 o'clock, yep.
And
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Okay, I think
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, wrong. Fucking, I'm dead.
shoot!
I thought I had sprinklers on. Oh, God. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah. I die. Blah blah blah. Game over.
I refuse to give up yet!
There we go. Alright, it's weird to do it on a mouse at the time. I was trying to get sprinklers, but I think I know where sprinklers should go. It has to be the sprinklers, because the body wasn't wet.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
There we go, that's what I was trying to do.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And
Yeah,
what makes you say that?
well, the sprinklers go off at 7. Half 7 to be precise.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on! I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Yeah, but only after I soaked it when it burst into flames. And only the top half is wet.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are
Well,
you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
okay, gotta ignore everything that comes out of your mouth now.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
Because I had to put the fire out after you went flying over to the other side.
By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
Tell me about it.
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
Then again, you wouldn't have known because you went flying and you were in your ultra ego at that point. Okay. Here we go again with this one.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you.
Bada bing!
How can you
Bada
say...
boom!
This should prove it.
Wow, I didn't die this time. Cool.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely
Was
dry.
bone dry.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Exactly.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on.
Let's.
The reason only the top half was wet was because
The fire. I had to put it out.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
Before the sprinklers went on.
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Thanks.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Without an alibi. Which means that Monokuma's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone that...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Please do. You may be the one getting killed.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
That's morbid.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
True.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
You know, I would rather blame the bear than blame you, so...
A trap?
It sounds like a trap as well.
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me?
You can blame me for everything.
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Boss!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
What's the reason?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
Then who is?
And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
How's that insufficient? Why are you blaming me?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
How?
What are you...
She's trying to blame me, you bitch!
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
Oh, God.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A mat that I found.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
Very quick when my life's on the line.
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Yeah, but I was with everyone at that time. The sprinklers would have gone off and gotten me.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Well, why is there no blood stain?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Oh my God, it's gotta be pointing at
Most
me!
likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
You bitch, you gotta turn me, you gotta make me the freaking scapegoat!
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh my God. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That trap. If it was used to keep what Kyoko said, the tarp must have. Okay. But the body.
Wait. Something's not right.
Bloodstain.
And what might that be?
Okay, here we go. Gotta prove my innocence. Exploding body. Oh, fuck, I didn't
By
get a chance to
covering
read
the
them.
body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
The body before the explosion, maybe? I don't,
By
I don't know
covering
which
the
one.
body
Okay.
with the tarp,
Body before the explosion,
the
exploding.
killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. since it was facing down toward the body,
Okay, I'm
of
gonna
course
go
it
five
didn't
before
get
it-
dirty.
There we go.
No,
That was just dumb luck. I was just shooting the blind.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Very strange. Wouldn't there be blood on it?
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Exactly.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
But why wash only one side?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Is it gotta be that blood's chicken blood?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Chicken blood.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Chicken blood. I feel like that scene out of Jackie Legs, the kangaroo cartoon. No, it wasn't a cartoon. It did have a cartoon, but never mind. Nostalgia Critic did a video on it, and it was kind of funny. Chicken blood.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Yes, but we're missing a chicken.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to
true.
be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Chicken blood. One of these things is missing, people.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
Chicken blood.
What? Chicken blood?
Chicken blood.
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
I can't help but laugh at that. That just sounds so weird.
Man, that's messed up.
It is messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Hey. You know what? She's right. I could have gone for some chicken wings.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
Right.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Your theory?
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right?
Right.
But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
That's true too.
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
Before?
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No, it was wearing back to front.
I think so.
No,
Wait,
back to front.
No, the head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Right.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood.
Right.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
Okay.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
Okay.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Exactly! And I was with everyone.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
How?
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
Okay.
They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
We didn't.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
My God, you are... Why you... Take it back, she's the murderer. I take it, she's the murderer.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Because it is possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Damn it! But why? Why is Kyoko targeting to end? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand either. Have been added. Okay.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
Great.
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Okay.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
Would I kill someone?
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
50-50, 100% you're an idiot.
Oh!
Don't say you agree.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, it's not!
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Which is?
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Oh no.
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Yeah.
According to the monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
Wait, then why isn't there any blood in the knife?
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Uh-huh. I know where she's gonna go with this.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Now that the knife I have... Yep. I don't want it anyway. Here, so what do I do? Why don't you hold on to it, Makoto? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
Well...
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
None of you asked? Why would I say that when I could be targeted for this? Or I could tell them what I saw when I was still in a daze of my freaking sickness. Really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
You are such... I defended you when it was Celeste's trial. I defended you, and this is how you repay me? Oh, I don't... I'm not the killer. Crying out loud. It's like a witch hunt.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
What?
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
How?
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Exactly.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
Why is
You
there
took
blood
that
on the
knife
damn
of yours
knife?
and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Bitch, please.
The knife we found lodged in the
Exploded
dead
body
body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
I'm just gonna shoot
Just
randomly
because
because
I
I
had the
don't.
knife once, that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Oh my god, I'm just shooting in the dark. I did not know that. I swear to God.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
No.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put
Right.
the bloody coat on it, right?
Right.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Right.
Okay, fine. So what?
Why doesn't the knife have blood on it?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Uh-huh.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Right.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Then why didn't we find 2 stab wounds? What do I need to use to examine this shit? The knife, knife found out the body was... Nope, okay, that's not it.
Shoot!
Okay, the frame of the body was thrown down. Everyone to see. See what? Okay, I'm just gotta look through all of this shit. Body before the explosion. Nope.
Shoot!
Okay, I'm gonna go with body before the explosion then. God damn, what is it? I'm gonna die before I get it right. Okay, the center of the body was written down. Oh, the monokuma file.
I got it!
I am an
The
idiot that can't
monokuma
read.
file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
That's true.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
I'm not even surprised you would forget about that.
And the knife,
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Which is?
Exploding
explosion?
the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Also, I love seeing Toku just go flying up like, whee!
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her.
Yeah.
It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
And where did they get the bomb? Well, you lot helped dismantle it.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward.
Yep.
They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
oh hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but
Okay, go for it.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Well, maybe to hide whatever really killed him. After all, we have a bomb
If
missing.
you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Is there even a brain in that head of yours?
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Thank you. There's hope for you at least.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Right. There's only one explanation I can think of. The explosion. Where is the bomb?
I got it!
There we go. I was right.
After
Lucky
the
guess.
explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Yep. Of the bomb.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Kaboom.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the
You all
same thing
dismantled
when
it.
we dismantled Monokuma.
Also, can we just appreciate that nice view of Hina's cleavage right there? I know I'm being a pervert right now, but you gotta admit, that's well detailed right there, people. Well detailed.
It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Yep.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto.
Yeah.
And the only one who would benefit from that
Goes back to Kyoko.
is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What? What is it, Makoto?
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
True.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
What did kill her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate.
Okay.
It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Right then. Alright, well, what could have really killed her then? The Monokuma file, that's the only thing I got, so it's gotta be one of these scanner ones.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure,
Nope.
I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right?
Yeah.
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Back of the head, countless wounds on her body.
Then, shall we
This is gonna be a
continue the
toughie.
debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion
Gotta go
didn't
for
kill her
that.
for sure, I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And
Right.
it wasn't me because of the knife, right?
Yeah.
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
I'm gonna shoot this. Nope. Okay.
Shoot!
I honestly don't know which one it is. I'm
Then,
just gonna...
shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure,
Well, yeah.
and it wasn't me.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was...
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
That ain't it
body.
either. Sorry.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't you.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was that. And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Countless wounds, right?
then shall we continue?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Nope, okay, I have no idea then.
Shoot!
I honestly have no clue what it is that killed her. I'm literally at a loss. Do I give up? No! No, I don't give up, you damn evil bear!
It's...
It's not over, McCall! We can still do it!
to give up yet!
Just hit the reset button! Okay, the monokuma file, number 5.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Yes?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
No.
Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
No.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay, I'm gonna go this and go for hero thing.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. According to the monokuma, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
I don't...
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be...
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that...
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
I don't... I honestly have no clue what it could be. I'm literally at a loss.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Oh, God.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Danganronpa.